Hello, hello. At this point, it's good afternoon or good day, or because it could be good morning, depending on where you are. But happy Halloween. It's October 31st, 2025. And it also happens to be a Friday, which is kind of cool. Halloween on a Friday. Although I must say, I'm not a big Halloween guy. I've never really been into dressing up, into costumes other than suits or something like that. But it's not a thing for me. I'll be honest. But I know it's fun for a lot of folks, and especially the kids. And so I hope they have a great, safe time and a great time today and tonight in terms of trick-or-treating here in the U.S. And I know it's not really a holiday in a lot of other places too. So, although it had become a very big holiday in Tokyo over the years, and still is, people love dressing up, but not so much the trick-or-treating part of it. Back from the hospital on, this is, I guess, the third full day. Each day seems to be a little bit better, so that's good. Definitely feeling just that much more healed each day. Definitely still tired, and I find I'm having a cliff in the afternoon. I just really run out of energy. But got to this podcast late today. I just had too many things going on and too busy working with other stuff, and realized, oh my goodness, I never recorded. So apologize for the delay on that. In addition to it being Thanksgiving. I'm already on to Thanksgiving. Halloween, a couple notable kind of date milestones. Let's see, on this day in 1517 was the day that Martin Luther affixed his 95 Theses to the door of the Wittenberg Castle Church back in 1517. Nevada was admitted to the Union as the 36th state back in 1864. And after 14 years of work, drilling was completed on Mount Rushmore near Keystone, South Dakota in 1941 today. So a few notable things there in terms of dates. But yeah, have had some amazing meetings and activity since getting out of the hospital, and some really exciting things around the business show. And I can see that in the long run, it's going to be a really unique show, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and I think it's going to be wildly successful. So I am really, really excited about that. And where that has me is sometimes you can see clearly where you're going to go, and you know where you're at now, and there's a chasm between the two. You know, when you drive through a tunnel, and if it's really a dark tunnel, you know, you're really clear. Maybe it's even beautiful outside the tunnel when you drive into it. But then there's this period of total darkness where it can be scary, disorienting. It can be a lot of things. You might want to stop and turn around. I mean, there's all kinds of things. And then eventually you do come out of the tunnel and you're on the other side. And I really think that bridge period is where the biggest opportunity is to work on things that matter, because it's when you're disoriented, even discouraged, or just can't see clearly how you're going to make it through. It's not clear, that you got to keep going. And in some respects, that's where I'm at with this. It's going to happen, but the bridge between where I was and where I'm going is more like a tunnel. And so the conversations I'm having with people, though, are just incredible buoy to me. One of the things that I've noticed with a couple of people I've talked to who've just been amazing kind of mirrors for me to help me with my self-awareness is observing some language that I have been using to talk about the stress around this bridge period. And I have really appreciated when people have, said, hey, I'm hearing you use this particular word, and, asking me kind of the meaning of it and the utility of that particular word. I think I was using the word I need this, or I need that, or something like that. And in the context of the sentence I was using, it just was more of a, it sounded more desperate, I guess, than it needed to be. And just reframing, not living in a fantasy world, but also just reframing language to make different types of tapes that are messages of growth, exploration, positive movement, as opposed to fear and lack and, uncertainty. And it can be very easy to pivot between those two types of energy. But if I'm more in the positive growth energy, I'm able to keep going better. And if I'm stuck in a fear-based thought, and it doesn't have to be overt, it can come out in small ways, then every time I say the same kind of phrase or tell the same story in that same way, it's sort of solidifying that negative narrative, even if it's a subtle one. It can be wrapped in positivity, but still have kind of a negative core, if that makes sense. And so the people in my life who, have been able to reflect back what they're hearing, both expressly and implicitly, and from my tone, it's been a great feedback loop for me to help me catch that loop and go, oh, okay, yeah, I need to rethink how I'm saying that. So just one of the many ways that our relationships can benefit us, especially when we're doing difficult creative things that don't have a playbook that is guaranteed. So I hope that's helpful to you. Who can you listen to, that will give you the kind of reflection that will help you make the adjustments you need to your mindset or to whatever to grow faster and better and make more progress. We've all got those people in our lives, but we have to be open, and not defensive, and put the ego down and just really open up and remember this. I try to remember, if someone's being courageous enough to give you honest feedback, first of all, they're investing in you. That right there. And number two, there's no requirement that you take everything that the person says whole cloth. You can take what you like and leave the rest. It might come with suggestions to read something or to do something that may or may not make sense for you. But you can still take the message itself and be really grateful for that and use it. And so that's been greatly helpful to me. All right. With that, I wish you a very happy weekend. I thank you for listening as always. And of course, as always, be good to yourself and others. And we will check back on Monday. In the meantime, bye-bye for now.